Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, I can hear myself. Okay, good. That is working. Now I'm going to mute and go get a drink. How's everybody doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Doing okay.
I snuck candy upstairs, so I'm great.
Hello, Skyland. Whoops. Hello, Skyland. Glad you could join us. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, another long vaccination day.
Nope. I did not put in any overtime this weekend. What?
Oh, okay. All right.
Finally getting caught up on shit at work. They're going to an electronic form of registration. So it helps a lot. No.
Okay. Did anybody wind up leveling up from the XP we had last week?
I haven't checked yet. I apologize.
Well, that's all right.
You know, it's amazing. I have a whole thing full of pins. When I need one, I sit there and I look all over but the pen holder. Like, where are the damn pins? Oh, they're all in the Groot head.
They're right where they're supposed to be.
Exactly. Okay. So I gotta ask a silly question. I apologize. When we go to the next level, do we start adding points up from the beginning again?
No.
So it's
You
just
keep
a carry over.
Yeah, you keep the point total you have, but the it's the next the next level is at whatever tier, and the first few levels it usually almost doubles, and then after a while it changes the ratio. All right, we're getting about there to 7:30. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something that I learned from last Sunday. I'm just turning down that entirely. Yep. Okay. All right. That is now off. Okay. Welcome, players. Welcome, chat. Welcome, everyone, to the Lost Mine of Original D&D. We are right now getting ready to start session 22. The heroes are in Wave Echo Cave, and more precisely, they are in a they're on a Roll20 screen. No, they are not. They are in an actual cavern. And the cavern that they are in, the map that they are on, is loading, please. Okay, is right down here. When we stopped last time, the players were in this room where they had discovered some skeletons of dwarves and orcs, and they had also discovered some not quite dead ghouls. And those ghouls tried to make a meal out of Theolis, but thanks to the quick work of Conrad, the cleric, who came up and turned the ghouls and sent them shambling off to the far side of the room, and then the bravery of the goblins who chased the ghouls and hacked them to death gleefully while they were trying.
Yes.
Yes. They were able to defeat these ghouls. But we had to finish the session before we found all the loot in the room. So I think we can start with that this evening. As I recall, somebody fed a healing potion to Theolis to get rid of the paralysis, and he took another healing potion to give him back some hit points. So we can all start looking around and looting in this room. Who would like to look where? You have your choice of a pile of ghoul corpses up in the northwest corner, some scattered orc and dwarf corpses that look like they've been here for many, 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 many decades, if not centuries, and then the rotting frames of actually stone beds with perhaps little scraps of straw or ancient linen on them that is all but turned to dust by now.
I actually want to go do a little side exploring and looking for maybe hidden passages.
Okay.
What was the second thing you said?
There are, I'll ping stuff on the map. Up here, there are ghoul corpses in the corner, scattered throughout the room, one example of which is in the middle of the room here. There are dwarf corpses, or dwarf skeletons and orc skeletons, would look like they hacked each other to bits decades, if not centuries ago. And then these little, they are little stone beds, basically, that just have like scraps of linen or old straw on them.
Should we move Zhire up here with the rest of us?
Somebody's talking and I can barely hear him.
Yeah, Jason, you're still very quiet. You were better a few minutes ago. I don't know if you changed something between then and.
I don't know. Is that better?
A little bit. Let me ask you a question. In Discord or in Windows, do you have the setting where it does sort of the attenuation and it tries to automatically level your voice? Because
I can check that.
Okay, because I think that may be happening. It may be thinking that you're being too loud and it's bringing you way down and making it very, very quiet.
Okay, where it said automatically and send.
Okay, now I think you have it set to where it's trying to pick you up automatically, and you've turned it down too far because now you're clipping. It's not picking up the beginning or ends of your words. Robot.
Okay. I will try and adjust it here and look at some stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, so the point was made that Zhire is actually out in the, at least on according to the map, Zhire is out here with the goblins that are watching over the corpse of Thardan. Is that where Zhire intends to be? As opposed to with the rest of the group?
Yeah, I'll be with these guys for a few minutes and
Okay. All right.
Basically, just be looking around, poking and prodding into corners and places.
Okay, so you want to check this area here for any kind of secret door,
or secret treasure, or who knows what.
Okay.
Anything.
All right, that is acceptable. Let me do this, and let me go here, and let me go here. Okay. Then I will Bring this up, and I will bring this up. Find what is. What would I have you make a check? Yeah, I guess just make me an intelligence check unless you have alertness. We'll just call it alertness for trying to notice.
And I do have alertness. Woo-hoo!
Okay, so you can go ahead and make an alertness check to see if you can notice anything. Okay, all right. Well, cursory glance, you don't seem to find anything in this part of the chamber. Let me duck back over here to the others, check on them a bit, and then we'll come back to you.
All right.
Okay, so those of you in the room with the former ghouls, what would people like to do? Where would you like to start looking?
Search all the beds.
Okay.
You know what they say? It's always under the bed, and the butler did it. But mainly that first one.
No, throw mustard in the library with the candlestick.
I thought Malice did it.
All right, so a couple of people are searching the beds. Go ahead and give me some of those either intelligence or alertness checks if you have alertness. See if you can notice anything. Well, Amira, you don't find anything in those beds. Sermos, you don't find anything either under or in those beds. Sermos, the thing that you do notice is that these are definitely dwarven construction because the bed frames are all made out of stone. And there is a nice stone slab that's about 6 inches thick that they would lay the straw mattress on.
Good for your back.
Yeah, and these bed frames are probably a good 400 or 500 pounds each. And they're probably not bolted to the floor, but they might as well be. And you look up underneath them, there's a lot of dust bunnies, but other than that, not much of anything that you can find.
Conrad will go check out these skeletons, the dwarf and the orc skeletons.
Okay. And Conrad, you sound, or Jason, you sound much better. So whatever you did with your sound sounds great.
I don't know. I'm like barely being able to hear him.
Me too.
Same here.
Oh, okay.
He's
well,
whispering.
I can hear him, but that's just I'm used to people whispering.
Okay, it sounded like he was louder to me that last time. Okay, as you go over to these skeletons, you do notice that there's tattered bits of armor and things, and you see a glint of a coin, and then you see glints of other coins, and you start going around, and you ultimately find in and among these skeletons, there are 61 electrum pieces from the dwarf and orc skeletons. So, Ghoul Realm, 61 EP from the orc and dwarf skeletons. All right.
On a scale of 1 to 10, who's gonna rat me out if I steal one of the head?
You steal what?
Skeleton head.
I don't care if
What
it's an
head?
orc.
Oh, you're wanting to take a skull?
Yes.
Oh, you're a witch. You're allowed to do that for magical and arcane studies. It's not theft, it's research.
As long as it's an orc.
I like the way you think. I
Yeah,
pick up the head and look right at Conrad and say for research, and I'm walk away.
Yeah, it's just like the bag of sturges.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm
what?
trying to forget about that.
Well, you said you wanted them.
Those sturges hold a lot of possibility. All right, we're talking HP recovery here.
Maybe.
Vampiric ability.
Yeah, we
That's pretty sweet.
really need her to have that.
When he succeeds at the period, I just thought I could use the sturges to like give people poison from a distance. But they'd have to be alive.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. That probably not until she finds the charm hideous monstrosity potion.
Don't let her know there's one of
Hideous
those.
is in the eye of the beholder, thank you. Or the storage holder.
Well, didn't she want to keep it under her hat?
It's fluffy in there.
But
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Alice walking along, she's getting thinner and thinner by the step, and then ultimately just falls over. And
Another witch down.
and there's a big bulge in the witch hat that starts to waddle off until finally it throws it off, and this big heavy
Sentient
sturge
witch
tries
hat.
to fly away.
Oh, God. You guys are too much.
All right, so Conrad has searched the bodies of the orcs and dwarves. Somebody has searched the beds. Let's go back to Zhire. All right, so Zhire, your initial search over here didn't turn up anything. Now, what would you like to do? This whole thing here, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of it because this is all burned off
up
now.
And we are
Yeah.
sure that this stupid slime thing is dead.
Oh yeah, you guys saw the cooked residue of it.
Yay. Okay. So I just keep poking and looking into dark corners.
Okay.
And
Well,
then,
you know that your companions went this way.
Yep.
So
Like
follow along this way. Go ahead and make me another notice check, if you will.
alertness.
Or alertness. Yeah. Other than just the tunnel here, you don't find anything. There doesn't appear to be any secret doors or treasures or traps or anything.
So I'm going to just keep going,
Okay.
following
All
the
right.
voices a little bit, and then kind of just poke
Okay.
around in the hallways, poke around in this area here.
Okay. So you want to keep going east?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'll kind of circle around so I can I know where everybody is for sure and what they're doing, and then just kind of
Okay.
putter around a little bit out of curiosity.
Yeah, as you get kind of up here, you still see Sildar and Sildar and a couple of the goblins standing in the doorway, just kind of keeping an eye on the hall to make sure nothing comes in from behind them. Nobody has checked up this way, and then Sermos did tell you guys that he saw light from down this direction, a glow from down this direction. So
I'll probably start heading down in this direction.
okay, now what? You are a human, right? So what
Yes.
light source do you have?
I have a torch.
You have a torch. Okay.
I should. I have an adventurer's pack or something.
Okay.
Let me look. Inventory. I'll have a tinderbox, a flask of oil. I don't have any torches. However, nothing saying I can't use something and... Oh, I do have a torch. I'm sorry, I do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think that's standard issue for most of the things that I've put together for the characters. So this goes up a ways and it ends in a rough-hewn hall to the east, but then there is a hallway that opens up to the north.
Okay.
And disappears off into darkness.
I don't want to go too far. I basically just kind of want to peek around the corner of the hall here and see how far the light goes in, and then just wait a little bit for the others.
Okay, well then.
Stupid.
Then what you can see is that the hallway continues up a ways, and there is a passage off to the side here that goes off to the east once again.
Okay.
And
I'll motion to Sildar. I'll kind of pop back out and go, hey, I'm going to go down this hallway just a little bit, kind of scope it out. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, don't get out of earshot and yell if something attacks you.
Oh, I'm sure you'll hear me yell. So
very well.
So I start making my way down the hallway.
Then he points to a couple of goblins, and the goblins just come down to the end of this hallway, and they just stand here. Relish and Dunval, they stand here and they look up the hallway, but they don't follow you. They just stay there, kind of to keep an eye on what's going on up that way.
Okay. So I know there's other people, so I'll let you go back to them.
Okay. All right. So we've explored the bed frames, and these are nice and solid, very suitable. They will last, they have at least another 1,000 years of life in them. So very, very sturdily built, dwarven construction. You have sampled the dwarven orcish skeletons and discovered that they were hiding some electrum. What else would you like to do in this room?
Did anybody look at the ghouls to see if they had anything?
I don't think so. So, Sermos, you go up there and go ahead and give me an alertness check as you get up there.
Let's see if I can do better than the first time.
Oh, hey, exactly what you needed. Yeah, you notice that these ghouls, they actually have pouches on them that clink with coins. And so you start to pull those off, and from the ghouls, you find a total of 14 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that is what you notice in there. Then there is a door here on the west side of the room, and then of course the doorway that you guys came in, and those are the only two obvious exits.
Oh, why not? I am going to open this door.
We're gonna move away from Sermos opening that door because
Okay, yes, this is a distinction between Alice and Amy. Amy would have not even waited for Sermos, would have just gone right through the door.
That's why Amy's dead.
Okay.
looking eager to join her, huh? Opening up random door.
Maybe. Why not?
As you look out there, does it tell us the range of your infravision in
It's at least 50
edition?
feet, but I can't remember if it's 50 or 60.
Okay.
It's 60 feet.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there because you got this big stone thing in the way. And looking through there, you can sort of see the angles that things go off. So yeah, there's more open space. Nothing immediately jumps out and tries to eat you.
I'm gonna slam the door real quick and go, "Oh my god!"
Okay, and while the others wait to find out what the "oh my god" was all about, Zhire, we will go back to you. So you are here. I'll go ahead and reveal a little bit more of the hallway ahead of you. So we'll go ahead and see what is out here. All right, so that seems to open up after a bit. And then we should also go ahead and open up what's in here. Whoops, no. I'll let you sort of see what you can tell from there.
Okay.
In this room, you notice that there is a door, and the eastern wall of this chamber has collapsed into a mass of rubble. To the north, a door stands ajar.
Okay.
And that's all you can tell, basically, from where you are.
And I can't see this side much, can I? Or is that all rubble?
Not from your angle.
Okay.
This side over here, the far side from where you are, is the side that's collapsed. You don't know how far back it goes over here on this side.
Okay. For the moment, I'm going to pass up that room, and I'm just going to keep walking.
Okay.
I want to kind of see what's at the end here before I make my decision. And they can still see me.
Okay. Let me make a check here. Oh, yes, of course they do. Relish and Dunval, they start whispering to each other. And then they go up here and they go in here. And they start going over here.
Shit.
Because they're goblins, of course they. Yeah. It's like a bunch of kids.
Okay. I just turn and look over my shoulder and go,
yep,
go through that door. Well, no, as they were coming down the hallway. But I just would have looked over my shoulder and gone, I'd be careful. My danger sense going off.
We'll be fine. There's two of it. There's two of us.
Uh-huh.
And okay, so you're gonna keep going.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you have gotten a little bit further. You can tell that this opens up a bit. You can't see a whole lot more because of the angles of everything, but we'll let you see that this begins to open up into a large area. There's an escarpment here, and it looks like there's maybe some stairs or something over here.
Interesting.
There is this is a large cavern. You can see at least one steep escarpment. And there are some carved stone stairs. There you can see the edge of an old brazier, which of course is dark, is not lit at this time. And you can see the skeletal remains of dozens of dead warriors, dwarves, gnomes, orcs, and ogres. That make it look like, just like the room you were in where the ghouls were, there was probably some fierce fighting that had happened here many, many ages ago.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going any further at the moment. I'm going to go back and check on these two twits.
Okay. All right. They have disappeared into this room here. The door has been pushed open a little bit. And as you get there, you hear a clatter and a crash.
Oh.
And then you hear goblins laughing.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I kind of like go over to the door and very carefully nudge it open.
Okay. As you nudge it open, you discover that the goblins have found an old storeroom.
Oh, dear God.
Okay. To the north, a door stands now open because you opened it, leading to a good-sized storeroom. Dusty kegs are tucked neatly against the walls, all of them cracked and split open from age. And what seems to be humorous is that Dunval has found one of the small kegs, and he has taken the end of that keg and has put it over his head, kind of like a helmet. And Relish seems to think that's very funny, and he's laughing at him.
Watches him for a moment, just sighs and shakes her head.
Yeah, there's kind of dark stains on the ground here, as though at least some of these barrels might have at one time contained liquids, and that oozed out onto the floor, but it's long since dried up. And there's some of the barrels have been cracked open, and maybe there's a bit of mold or stuff inside them, but other than that, there's just really nothing.
So I mean, just even me kind of going and poking around a little bit, I can't. There's just really nothing at all. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's like this was probably some kind of provisions were stored here, and of course, over the centuries, those have gone bad and all rotted away.
All right. So I just look at them and go, "Come on, guys. Nothing here but mold and old memories. Come on.
Okay. And then Dunval says, "Can I keep my helmet?"
Sure, you can
Yeah.
keep your helmet. You feel just you go right ahead.
And Relish says, "Okay, so we're going to do. We're just going to do this. We're going to put this little cup on him to show that he has a helmet on." Okay, and then. All right, so you're going to head back to the room. All right, Sermos, last we saw, you had opened the door very quickly and then slammed it. What is everybody else doing?
I am going to find Zahir because nope. I don't care what's in that door. I'm not dying today.
Okay.
Yelling down the corridor for Zahir.
Okay, Zahir, you hear Alice calling.
So I'll basically go poke my head out. Yeah, I'm here. By the way, was there anything over here other than a wall?
Jason, your microphone is open, and now we're hearing a bunch of noise in the background, like a fan or something. So
Okay,
if
I
you
don't know
can,
what that would be. I'll try changing the settings.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right. Sorry about that. What were you saying, Heather?
I said I poked my head out down the hallway, looked at Alice, and was like, "I'm here." And then I asked if there was anything over here.
Oh.
Except the wall. If there's just a wall there, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just wall. But I'll just.
I kind of jerk a thumb over my shoulder towards the door and go, "Well, we found the supply closet or the storage closet for all the old wine and crap like that, and apparently Dunval decided to put an old keg on his head. So we're done there. But this way looks pretty interesting if we want to grab a couple of our compatriots in crime or cohorts in crime."
What about this random green stuff over here?
Zahir hasn't been down that way
I
yet.
haven't been down that way yet.
Okay, well, there's some green stuff in a corridor down there. And I don't want to go in there first.
Well, there's something much more interesting this way. And she kind of like leads Alice along. You got to see this place.
Okay. So, Zahir has her torch. We're going to go ahead and open up a bit more of this. So you can see a bit more of what's here. Okay. All right. So here is one of those cold braziers. Here's a couple of big, large tables. Now it's fairly clear as you get closer that this indeed is an escarpment with a set of stairs carved going up. Looks like maybe the edge of a table up there or something that you can tell. And the way the sound is echoing around,
Gotcha.
this is a very large area indeed. And if you will, Zahir, can you give me a
An alertness?
Yeah, that would probably be.
Are you sure? You don't sound sure about it.
Well, it's partly because they put things under different abilities in this edition from where they are in other editions. So, yeah, I think it actually would be alertness.
Okay. Wow, I keep getting
15.
closer and closer.
Okay.
My rolls keep getting worse and worse.
Off to the west, as you're standing there waiting for Alice to pad up, off to the west, you think you hear echoing like the clacking of something on stone.
And
But
I'll stop Alice from going.
Very, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sounds very distant and very quiet.
So I kind of put my hand out and say, or my arm out to keep her from going any further. I'm like, do you hear that?
Alice, you can make a would be a dexterity check for alertness, which is why it seems weird. Oh yeah, Alice, you hear it too. It's definitely coming from off yonder way.
Okay.
Definitely coming from that direction.
Which direction?
The left. Upper left.
Yeah, let's see. Definitely coming from, whoops, gosh darn it. This way.
Does it sound like rhythmic of like feet or multiple feet or?
It's hard to tell with the way the sound echoes around in here because it's such a large open cavern. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what it might be.
Okay. So I basically look at Alice and go, normally I'd be like all for going and looking for loot, but you know what? I think this big of a cavern, we're going to need a few more sets of eyes and ears and hands in case something comes our way. So why don't we go back and look through some other places?
Sounds good to me because I don't want to know what's down there.
Oh, I'm sure it's something gruesome and gruely. So
okay, and
more of those looking things.
All right. Meanwhile, the goblins go back and they're hanging out there, and Dunval is showing Sildar his helmet, and Sildar's just sort of shaking his head.
My goddamn stupid.
Okay, so here, where to?
Alice and I are heading over here to look at green stuff.
Okay, as you head over there to look at green stuff, I'm going to go back into this room. All right, Conrad, Sermos, and Theolis. A lot of poking around in here, or whatever you wanting to do.
Well, after Sermos sounded alarm at the door, I sent 2 goblins over to assist. And we're waiting to see what develops.
Okay. So Sermos, 2 goblins show up, and they're kind of fingering their short swords and like, what's out there? Do we need to fight it?
You can fight it if you want.
You're going to fight it with us, right?
I'll lead you from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at each other, lead from behind.
Means I'll let you go first.
You're bigger, you go first.
Wow. No,
okay.
You're bigger. No, you're bigger.
So I'm gonna just squeeze through the door and shut it real quick and scream a little bit as I'm walking around.
Okay, you do that. Relish will run along with Dunval, along with Sildar. They will run, and Ripper will come along with Sildar, and Clark will start running over here. And so let's see, we're going to go ahead and open up. Whoops. Go ahead and open up this. Here, and then since Sermos has kind of come out into this area, I'm going to give him a little bit more visibility as to what's over here. All right, so you can tell that this is kind of an irregularly shaped area that goes out through here. This area consists of numerous intersecting passages. The ceilings here are only 6 feet high, and several passages seem to end rather abruptly in partially excavated rock faces. And yes, so coming over this way, this would appear to be one of those such areas. Yeah, Conrad, if as a human, you might need a light source as you're going in here.
Okay, I've got a lantern.
Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, Sermos, this is just rock. It looks like they were trying to dig a tunnel here, but there's no obvious veins of ore or anything like that, and it just looks like they didn't finish the work they were doing.
Okay.
They were there. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll open more of this stuff up to what Sermos can see. Okay, so you can see more of this area here. Yeah, so it just gets more and more.
Dead end down here.
This goes kind of out over here, and then comes back around to here.
Oh, okay. Well, I look at Conrad and I go, where's everybody else?
I didn't want you to get lost, so I figured I'd stick with you.
Yeah, I guess they're not interested in doing anything today.
Clark comes out here, and he brings Spoink and Sagdig along with him. And Ripper goes padding up here. Sturrock comes out. Mustard comes around here. And a couple of the other... these last couple of goblins, they'll sort of stay in here with Theolis till he sort of tells them what to do. All right, so while you guys are figuring out what you want to do, let's go back to Zahir and Alice.
Okay. All right, so Zahir goes ahead and leads the way.
Okay.
Being very cautious and watching where she's stepping.
Okay.
Basically keeping the torch up above her head a little bit so she's not blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Sorry.
Don't quit your day job.
Okay, there's some bioluminescent fungus in the cavern ahead, glowing green. And as you get a little closer, to the end of that tunnel, you'll be able to see dense carpets of weird fungi cover large sections of the floor in this cavern. The growths appear to include puffballs a foot across, strange shelf fungus growing on stalagmites, and large stalks and caps a good 5 feet tall. Some of those puffballs appear to be giving off the glow of green phosphorescence. So,
I have an
do
idea.
you-
Hold on.
What'd
I'm
you
gonna
say?
go back down here. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Dill, come down here."
Dill, where is Dill? Dill is right here. Yeah, okay, so you can bring Dill on down.
Come on down. The Price is Right.
Where you win nothing. That's how for us.
Okay.
Okay. Zahir.
Mm-hmm.
Zahir.
So there.
Alright.
Everywhere.
Yeah, as you get closer up there, you realize that you could see thick carpets of the fungus in some areas, but now that you're right here, you see that basically there's some of the fungus over the entire floor. There's really no way to cross this cavern without walking on some of these fungi.
Okay. So, I kind of look at Alice and then look at Dill and go, "Hey, Dill, can you go over this way and explore this?" While I go over this way and look over here.
And I'll supervise.
And he says, "Can I play with the balls? Can I play with those big balls?"
No, because if they're anything like what they look like outside, the moment you touch them, they let loose all of this crap into the air, and it's nasty. So I really wouldn't touch those if you can help it.
Okay.
Try not to brush up or rub up against anything. Just walk across there.
Make me, if you will, make a charisma persuasion roll.
Have persuasion.
12. He looks at Jane and goes, okay. Okay.
I mean, you can play in the bioluminescent algae, or the moss or whatever the hell it is. Like get it all over your feet and then walk around, but just try to avoid touching the big stuff.
If you feel part of a hive mind, just leave.
And so here it kind of looks over at Alice like, "Shut up!"
And he looks at the two of you, and then he looks at this big, thick carpet of fungi over here, and he looks at the two of you, and he looks at this big, thick carpet, and then he kind of gets a grin, and he starts to sprint. And as he runs,
I'm like backing up.
He runs, little puffs of dust are coming up where his feet are falling. And then he gets about here and he leaps and he lands right in this big batch of fungus, and all of this fungus goes up in the air.
So about that point in time, I'm pulling out
I'm covering up my mouth and my nose.
Fabric and wrapping it around my face.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to breathe it in.
Okay, so let us take a look here. I need to go. I need to go over here to monsters.
Monster. Are you a monster?
Fungus might be.
Monster.
Monster. monster list. Then we'll go down, look for G. Okay, dragons. That's not what we want. Oh,
Not yet.
Golems? No, goblins. Okay. So what do they save as? Okay, they save as that. And then this is the...
Did I just kill Dill?
Let's hope not.
No, I don't think you have killed Dill.
I don't like how you put emphasis on you.
Well, let's put it this way. Neither one of you explicitly said, "Hey, go jump in that big pile of fungus." But Dill is a impetuous
idiot.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Idiot.
Goblin who is very okay. So what is he? Ooh. Okay. Well, that's not so bad. So let's make a d20 roll for him. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Dill laughs and laughs and laughs as this big cloud of fungus or a big cloud of spores goes up around him, and he's like, "Ooh, this is fun! This is fun! Hey, you should come jump in this!" And he takes some of the dust and he kind of rubs it on himself, and you see that he's kind of now glowing green, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm my own torch!" and
he's high on something.
Then he comes out of here and he runs over here, and he looks up this way, and since he will kind of be reporting it to you more or less, I'm going to go ahead and reveal what he sees. He says, there's another big room over here, and it looks like there's some doors over to the east, but it's kind of empty. And then he starts to pad back towards you all, kind of glowing and, kicking up clouds of spores as he comes.
Meanwhile, I'm making sure that handkerchief or the fabric around my face or around my nose and mouth are pretty well tight, because I am not wanting to inhale any of that.
And then he looks at you, and his eyes get wide, and then he just puts his hands up and he says, okay, don't shoot.
About this time, Zhire looks at him and goes, yeah, whatever. I just don't want to inhale all of that.
Alice is going to pull out the glass staff and make sure Dill keeps his distance, and is going to try to inspect Dill.
Okay. You mean for some kind of magical effect?
See what the outer dust does to him. Just like bioluminescent, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. It basically, it seems like it's just making him glow.
And then, he's going to go to sleep tonight, and as he's
wake up and be green.
There's going to be spores like sprouting out of his face.
That is one bad episode of This one show on
That episode of what?
episode of a show on Netflix I cannot remember the name of.
Okay, so while Dill and Alice and Zahir are having their fun, what are the rest of you guys doing? I see Theolis has come over to follow them. Conrad,
Cool kid.
Sermos, you have continued on down this way. So let me go ahead and let me. All right, I will open up this here. There's basically something there. You can see there's a. Okay, as you move a little bit closer down here, you can now start to see. You can start to see something that's somewhat familiar and yet a little different. You remember the strange creature that was in the basement of Tresendor Manor. Well, you see something kind of gelatinous and oozy over here, but it's not the same color. It's not the same kind of green. And it's more of a rust-colored or kind of orangish color. And
Ochre.
More of an ochre color. Actually, with your infravision,
It would.
It's kind of the same color as the surrounding rock, but you can tell the texture is different. It's like a gelatinous oozy. When Conrad gets close enough that light gets on it, that's when you can see that it's ochre.
Well, I tell Conrad, I'm like, why don't you go back and get reinforcements so we can kill this thing before somebody wants to make it their pet.
All right, I'll see about rounding up the others nearby.
Okay. All right. Now, is everybody else hearing Jason well? Because
Yes.
that sounded perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I heard him fine.
Yeah. So, Jason, whatever you've done, that did the trick for everybody.
Okay, good.
All right. So, Conrad will say you don't have to move your token, but you guys get information from Conrad, either directly or indirectly, that he and Sermos have found something that needs to be killed.
Stabby, stabby.
So Dill is like, oh, cool, I get to go kill something. And
Well,
he goes,
while I'm waiting, I'm preparing some flasks of oil. I'm putting some rags in them.
okay. All right. All right, let's... Oh, whoops. There it was. Okay. All right. Yep. So, as you guys can all sort of move your tokens back to the west and get over there, and I will go ahead and get. Oh, I guess we have most of the goblinoids are sort of in that general area now.
My distance from Dill.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And the way I run things, it's a 5e rule, but I apply it to the other editions as well. You can move through an ally space with no problem. So, yeah, Dill will run up here, and he'll kind of run past all the other goblins, and he'll just sort of slap glowing handprints on the other goblins as he runs by them. And Conrad, as he comes around the corner, you can see that Dill is absolutely covered with some sort of bioluminescent dust, and he's glowing slightly green. And he seems very pleased with himself.
So he's not angry.
Oh, no, he's not angry at all.
All right. Well, he's turning green. I wanted to make sure he's not angry.
Okay, no.
It's not
No,
poking out.
He seems to think it's very funny.
I'm sure.
Green. All right, so all right, Sermos. Looks like gradually the rest of them are getting there. So I'm going to say that you can go ahead and start telling everybody the strategy that you have in mind.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I put rags in these 3 flasks of oil, and I'm figuring we light them, we throw them, try to hit the thing, catch it on fire, and then do whatever other damage we can to it.
Sounds
Whatever
good to
the
me.
fire doesn't done, we'll take care of the rest.
Okay, so you can see it's like a 10. You eventually get to a point where you can see it's like a 10 by 10 foot sort of ooze, and as Conrad has his light source there for a bit, after maybe 20 or 30 seconds of his light source being there, you can see this thing very slowly starting to look like it's going to ooze around the corner and move towards the light.
I'm gonna light one of the flasks and throw it at it.
Okay, all right. Go ahead if you have a ranged or thrown weapon. Just go ahead and do an attack roll at your short range, and I'm going to say that this basically counts as a surprise round.
Okay.
So,
well, I do not have a ranged weapon, so
okay.
And I don't have a dexterity bonus, so it would just be a D20 anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
yeah. To see, and 19 is no. Wait, you're what level are you now?
Second.
Okay. Yeah. So it's as a second level dwarf. It's 19 for to hit armor class 0. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll figure out what armor class you hit based on what you roll on the D20.
That's
okay,
terrible.
So that would be an armor class 10.
Well, since this is a splash weapon, though, would I be aiming at the square?
Yeah, I guess you would. Okay.
And I don't know how these rules handle it.
Yeah, so let's say we're gonna get one more of those. And then we're going to do equipment. And then we will oil. burning oil is 1d8. So let me just make sure that we have oil burning. Okay, yeah, actually you do have to throw it at a target.
Oh, dude. Okay.
If the container hits the target, it bursts, splashes the target with the oil, and ignites the oil on the target. So we'll say that you actually overthrow it and it lands in the square here, which then definitely makes that thing start to move. So that's going to be your free round, which now means we go into initiative. So, Sermos, go ahead and roll a d6. So you get a 5, and then this guy. Let me see. Okay, good. Okay, it gets a 3 for its initiative. All right, so party, you get to go first. And what would you like to do? Well, let's go ahead and pull up our. Let's pull up our order of combat, and I'll share it on the stream for the audience. So you guys don't need to make morale. Who's going to move, and where would you like to move? Let's start with that, since that's the first thing.
I think Conrad's going to move up here.
Okay.
Alice is good here.
Okay. Remember, you guys should have control of the goblins and the other NPCs, so where would you like to deploy them? Okay, Starks.
Run up here.
Okay. Yeah, Dill.
Since he's high.
Actually, Dill is excited. He's not intoxicated in any way. He's just happy. All right. Zahir, you want to move anywhere? Or are you good where you are?
There's too many people crowding that spot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of hold back for the moment.
Okay, and Theolis, I'm gonna say you could have moved up closer with your two guys if you wanted to. You kind of got left back there.
Oh, that's fine. There's 14 people. If that ochre takes out 14 of them, I don't want to mess with it.
Okay, you don't want to be anywhere. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so now we have ranged weapons. So, Sermos, your flask of oil count as a ranged weapon?
Yep, I'm gonna try another one. See if maybe I can roll better this time. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so go ahead and roll a d8 for damage. 7. All right, so this thing burns, and now it's going to take another 1d8 from that the next round, plus it'll take damage if you throw yet another flask of oil.
Okay.
And the oil definitely is harming it, and it's now trying to squirm and move and anything. Anybody else have a ranged weapon? I think the goblins have some ranged weapons. Dill may be, well, Dill is
Dill's
practically
only
close
one in
enough. He could,
position.
yeah, Dill's practically close enough. He could use a melee weapon if he wanted to.
I thought Dill might want to roll in it.
No, he's not high. He's excited because he found something fun, but he's not high. And he kind of looks at that and he's like, oh, and then he starts to think, oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea to get up here, because he remembers that slime from the Tresendar Manor.
The one that got burned in the pit over.
Yeah. So, anybody else going to do anything, or do we want to go ahead and let the ochre jelly go?
Does Conrad see anything worth noting now that he's moved down that little like hallway where he's standing in now?
Okay.
I just don't want anything sneaking up behind me.
We'll say that your light can let you see kind of like that.
All right, thank you.
There's nothing up there really except more side passages and rough cut tunnel.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And can Dill attack melee?
He can if you want him to.
Sure.
Okay. It's an armor class 15. Well, that's not going to be good enough.
Okay.
All right. So then, oh wait, that was you guys. Okay, so now the ochre jelly goes. Now it does have to have a morale check, but actually this is a kind of creature that has, in this edition, it has a 0 intelligence, which means that it doesn't make morale checks because it just basically acts on instinct. And the instinct that drives it is hunger. Pain is temporary. Hunger is all that is permanent. And so it oozes 10 feet, 5 feet, and then 10 feet. Oh, and it has come into contact with Dill. And because it has come into contact with Dill, then Dill starts to scream, and you see you hear like a bubbling like acid as his flesh starts to get burned, and we'll say, 2d6, 5 points of acid damage to Dill. And he's like, it hurts! It hurts! Get it off me!
Dill's dead.
They got 6 or 7 points of damage it can take. But wouldn't the fungus repel the ochre jelly?
According to Dill's sheet, he has 5 hit points.
His token has 7. So.
Oh, okay.
He must have. Maybe he took damage at some point that didn't get that we didn't register as getting healed on the sheet.
It says current 5, max 5. So I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Okay, that's fine. I was just saying.
That gets the main character excuse.
Okay, so he's very badly hurt, and so that's basically all that the ooze can do this round. All right. Let me just double check something on this. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Let us just say this. Actually, let us say this. Okay. We don't have to roll for initiative with these guys because they move so slowly. They always lose initiative. There's some monsters in this edition that do that. So it's your guys' turn. You all can do your movement, and I'm going to say that as part of movement, one of the bugbears or a PC could grab Dill and pull him away from the ooze if they want to. So,
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Whoever this is.
Yeah, it's Sturrock. Okay.
Yeah, Sturrock
So-
would grab Dill and basically pull him kind of around the corner.
Okay. So pulls him up here. All right. And Dill is now whimpering. All right.
And-
Who else would like to move?
Everybody's kind of backing up at this point.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Because we're not all want to die. Feel what he just felt. Let's see. I saw he moved 10 feet. Let me go back here.
Okay. All right. Conrad, would you like to move, or are you gonna hang out there?
I think I'll stay here.
Okay. All right. Who else, or who would like to do a ranged attack?
Oh,
this
I'm going
round?
to do another ranged attack.
Okay. Before you do a ranged attack, roll a d8 for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you automatically do 4 more points of damage, and now the first flask of oil has kind of burned itself out.
Okay.
So now you have another flask that you are throwing. So go ahead and make your ranged attack.
Let's hope.
A
Nope.
10. That hits an armor class of 9. And this thing, what happens is it hits the back of the ooze. The vial doesn't, or the jar doesn't break. It bounces off the ooze and hits the floor, and then it breaks, and the oil catches on fire harmlessly on the floor.
Oops.
Well, at
You
least I'm
all-
driving it to us.
Yeah, you almost got it, but not quite. All right, and so who else here has a ranged weapon that is going to make attacks?
Zogdog and Spoink.
Okay.
Is that long range or 50 short roll?
No, it's short range.
Okay. There's
Armor class 12, that'll miss.
Long Day, and this is Spoink.
And that'll miss as well.
And I don't know about Clark.
Yes. Don't think Clark had. Well, Clark may have a javelin. I think the bugbears may have a javelin
Nope.
on their character sheet. No, they don't? Okay.
Just the
all right.
Morning Star is the only thing I've got.
Okay, so yeah. And all right. We're going to double check with Conrad. Come up to spells. Is there anything that you would like to cast either against the monster or on an ally or on yourself?
I will cast Cure Light Wounds on Dill and help heal him up.
Okay, so just roll a 1d6 plus 1. Yeah, slash char. And then 5. Oh, hey, he's back to full.
Awesome.
All right. So, and he's no longer bloodied. He's like, oh, thank you. Stay away from that. It burns.
Do my hands glow now since I had to touch him to heal him?
Yeah, the tips of your fingers glow a little bit, but
Okay.
it just kind of feels dusty. Otherwise, nothing too bad.
Yeah, until mushrooms grow out of your eyes.
Okay, that's only if you rub your eyes that happens. Oh, darn it! I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay. So, does anybody? Well, there's nobody in melee range. So now the ochre jelly. It creeps closer. Okay, Conrad. If you stay there, this thing is going to be close enough to start oozing on you next round. So just an FYI.
Sure.
All right. So that's all it can do. It can just move up there. So party. This thing is getting closer. At the beginning of the round, Sermos, go ahead and roll me another d8. I'm going to go ahead and put this on there to remind us that it's on fire. Okay. Okay. After 3 points of damage, it is exactly bloodied. So it's now down to half hit points. And it does seem to be, I'm actually going to do this for visual sake, it does seem to actually be getting smaller.
It's what?
It's getting smaller because it's being burned. It's burned up. So
I
it
could have
is.
shrunk the slime this entire time.
Well, basically, it's like with a slime monster. As it loses hit points, there becomes less and less of it. So now that it's half its size, I just changed the token to half the size.
This is important information.
All right. So movement. What do you guys want to do?
Trying to get to the slime.
Alice wants to get closer to the slime.
You could run at double. I mean, if you really want to be there.
Good, thank you.
Yikes.
Okay.
We're all going back here.
Okay, so now, Sermos, you're out of your grenades.
Well, basically, I only prepared 3, so.
Okay, and I'm gonna give the party this that he mentioned in the preparation that he was preparing grenades to throw, or essentially burning flasks of oil to throw at this thing. And so I'll say if anybody else had wanted to prepare those, you could have one or more of those prepared at this point in time that you could employ. All right, so
the goblins are gonna fire their bows when it's range time.
Okay.
Bill, because he doesn't have clear line of sight.
Right. So, Sermos, you moved yourself. Any of the other goblins, bugbears, NPCs moving?
Well, I got all the ones down in this area.
Okay. All right. They're at least 10 feet away.
I moved my group back with me.
Okay. So here, you're going to just hang out there for now?
Yep. I'm just watching. Watching
Okay.
this like a train wreck.
Okay, so now we can have ranged weapons. So who would like to make ranged attacks?
Well, I'll make the ones down here. So this is what Zogdag. Do him
Okay.
first.
AC 17. That's gonna miss.
Okay. And who's this? I have no idea. Go up here. This guy.
AC 1 for 5. Okay. The arrow sticks in the ochre jelly, and it doesn't appear to do anything. Has no effect.
Well, I'm still gonna have relish and do their thing.
Okay. A 10 will miss. The 8 is exactly what you need to hit it, armor class 8, but again, the arrow just sticks in it and does nothing. So, it appears that at least non-magical weapons won't do anything to this. Fire, however, will hurt it. So now we come to spells. Conrad, I'm going to say you can see the corner of it if you want to do something. Okay. So put creatures to sleep for up to 16 turns. Only affect creatures 4+1 hit dice. Okay. All right. So where would you like to place the corner of your area of effect?
Right here. At the very tip of the square. I don't hit anyone else by accident.
Okay. All right. So we'll just
sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe Sermos.
Okay. So
I'm quite a bit behind you, so that's gonna be a problem.
Go ahead and roll 2d8. 10. So you put 10 hit dice worth of monster. And in fact, the ochre jelly has less than 10 hit dice.
Yes.
So it seems to go inert. And it just stops moving. So effectively we are out of combat. Now, go ahead and give me a dexterity. It's that alertness skill that we've been using. So give me a dexterity roll, Alice, please. 6. Okay, you notice those 3 arrows, or those 2 arrows that hit the ochre jelly. The shafts of those arrows are starting to get dissolved by this thing.
I need fire and a small stone box.
We need fire? Okay, yeah, we can do that. Here.
And a small stone box. You just can't cut them apart.
Hey, Conrad, do you have any oil?
Yeah, I grabbed some of those oils from earlier.
Well, I did too. Okay, how many you got?
Hold on. We need the box. What are you guys doing?
We're destroying this thing.
No.
I dumped my oil on it, and I go, now light this.
And Clark steps up, and he puts a reassuring hand on Alice's shoulder, and he says, "Oh, Mistress Alice, this is really for the best. Your sister had an unhealthy obsession with the oozes, and it was. We very much feared that they would be the death of her. Unfortunately, she ran into a trapped area without looking, and that was the death of her. But yes, please, the oozes, very bad. Do not touch them. They will turn you into ooze. You will die. You will cease to be a witch, and you would not want that, I'm sure."
Once a witch, always a witch. It doesn't stop once you're dead because you can resurrect.
Well, now you have to have somebody who will resurrect you. And I won't speak for the others, but I would have to think long and hard about resurrecting somebody that willingly consorted with oozes. That would be I would be very, very loath to want to do that. Oh, did I say consorted? Oh, my brain hurts. 3 syllables. Oh, syllable. There's the 3 syllables.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to pick up a small rock and try to make a hole in it.
Well, we
Okay.
lit the ooze on fire, the ochre jelly.
Okay, so how many flasks of oil did you pour on there?
I don't know how many. Conrad, how many did you do?
I had 2 left. I used 1 for the lantern.
Okay, so we did 3.
So roll me 3d8. 11. Okay. This thing, and now let me. Okay. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Okay, for the purposes of a news, I'm just gonna say that fire is like an edged weapon. With that sleep spell. No, I'm not, because it might come up later. I'm not. Okay, 11 hit points is not enough to kill it. So now it starts moving again.
Yeah, but it had to have damaged it pretty good.
Is it tiny enough to fit inside my rock?
You really want to put it in your bra?
I said rock.
Okay. If you're trying to hollow out a rock, unless you have a spell to do that, you haven't had nearly enough time to do that. So no, you don't
put a
have.
dent in it. So I can put like a little bit of ooze in it.
No, not enough to keep it from just crawling across the ooze and getting on your finger. Or crawling across the rock and getting on your finger. Okay, so Sermos, you are within 10 feet of it. So it is, if you guys don't start moving, it's gonna.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm gonna give you guys a round to figure out what you're doing.
Oh well, if it's gonna move, then yeah, I'm back.
Okay. All right.
It'll take fire damage next round too.
It will. Yeah, it will take fire damage. So it's going to move the 10 feet, and then go ahead and roll 3d8 more damage. Okay, there we go. And now that finally kills it. All right.
Yay!
Okay, so the ooze, or the ochre jelly, is dead and burns into a crisp. And so you guys get some experience for that.
And sadness. I wanted it.
I walked up to Alice and I'm so sorry, but maybe we'll find you a nice little dragon you can make a pet.
Will you kill it?
No, I'll let you keep it.
All right, let's go. I'm over it.
Well, all right then.
Yeah. Yeah, Sermos is all about the fluffy, the fluffy pets. Fluffy pets are fine. Oozy, scaly, crawly, creepy pets, no. But fuzzy pets, that's fine.
She could have one of them puff balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to hurt Dill.
Well, the glowing stuff didn't hurt Till.
I'm still not entirely sure about you saying Dill not being.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Conrad can kind of look him in the eyes and see that he looks perfectly sober. Now, of course, he did just get burned with acid, so maybe that has something to do with him looking perfectly sober now, but he doesn't look to be under any kind of intoxication effect. All right, and just to clarify where we are here, this area is just another little side passage that goes nowhere. And before we explore too much more, let's go ahead and take our break. I have 10 after, so let's go ahead and take about 10 minutes, and we will come back. We will come back after that. Chat, I'm going to go ahead and put the Stream Beats music on. I'm going to bring the music back up for our break, and then I will turn it back down again when we get ready to resume our session. So I'll put the timer on for about 10 minutes, and we will see you guys in a moment. Okay, Travis, I love that little GIF that you put in there.
The one with the ooze?
No, the cat.
The cat, yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no.
It's nice to let her collect some things, but yeah, I think we have to draw the line at her news. That's just a little
Yeah.
too dangerous.
Yeah, that's one of those
People once
things
thought
where.
wolves were dangerous. Now they're pets. Wolves were dangerous, now they're pets. All I'm saying.
Well, goblins also are sentient and can be charmed. Ooze is the closest thing to an ooze is a plant, and there's no, spell to charm plants, but there's a spell to control plants, and that's basically, and it's just like a potion to control plants, and that just basically lasts for an hour or so. So it's not the same
Yet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Let me mute myself for a moment and then verify I have some. All right, and with the sound turned down on the music, we can now resume. Okay, let's go ahead and get back to our map here. Okay. All right. So we have dealt with the ooze. And now, which direction would we like to go, and what would we like to explore?
What do I see up here?
Okay. All right. Sermos says you go through here. I'm just going to make this a little bit easier by going ahead and opening up that area. So you see there's some connected hallways and then some stuff going off over this way. Sermos and Conrad, make me some alertness checks.
That's dexterity.
Which is dexterity if you don't have alertness.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Both of you it's like you smell you whether it's proper to say that you I guess it is proper to say you smell because it's the effects of it. You can smell that it seems like there's water up this way. Probably probably up this direction somewhere. There's water. Not terribly far away.
I'm gonna go look.
Okay. All right. So
Anybody else coming?
will go ahead and do this for the time being, since it seems like we're probably going to have alright, there's a little side passage, and then the farther north you go along this passage, I guess by about the time you get around here, you can really start to now hear kind of lapping of water. Okay. And as you go up this way, so let's go ahead and zoom out a bit. And we will,
Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
go ahead and open up this area here.
Alice, I see water.
As you get up this way, there is a still pool. There's a couple of ripples in it that fills much of this cavern. Water is dark, revealing little of what might lie within. The shore of the pool consists of a thin layer of broken shells from strange pale mussels, and a fishy odor hangs in the air. So I guess that's kind of what you would have smelled, is that sort of fishy odor that would tell you that.
I'm going to ask Karg to go find Theolis and please ask him to join us.
Okay. Theolis, Clark eventually comes and finds you and says, "Hey, we killed an ooze, but now seems that Sermos has found a pool of some sort. We might need your help." Travis, do we have you? Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, sorry. No problem. I need to drink one more health potion, and then I'll be happy to come right on. Or do I need to wait till the next session? I think you can only drink.
No. You can drink. You can drink as many as you have. And there were a couple of editions there where they gave a restriction, but I don't think that's the case in this edition. Let me just double check that, because I don't remember that being a rule in this edition. So let's just see. Potion.
Theolis, I've still got a healing spell I can use on you if you need it. If nothing else.
I've got healing potion left. I was only going to use one just to get me up far enough so the next blow doesn't bloody me.
Yeah. Yep, like the clerical spell, Cure Light Wounds, drinking the potion will restore lost hit points or cure paralysis. Doesn't say anything about being limited to drink a potion. Let me just double check. I think the one thing is that if you a healing potion has an instantaneous effect. What there are some rules about, but it's basically left up to the DM and not really spelled out, is what happens if you're under the effect of one potion, like let's say that has a long duration, and then while you're under that you drink another potion, then interesting things can happen. But there's no, like if you're high level and you're down a lot of hit points, there's nothing to stop you from sitting down and opening a 6-pack of healing potions and drinking them all right in a row.
Right.
That's a bad
But
day.
it's 1d6 plus 1?
Yeah, 1d6 plus 1. Okay, 6. Pretty good. All right.
Nice.
So, yeah. Theolis is starting to feel a little bit more like himself. All right. So we'll say that Theolis and the goblins are moving up there. In the meantime,
I'm gonna send Dill across to those stairs.
and Dill says, "Wait, I'm a lieutenant, right?"
Yeah, no, Dill, you're going. You and two of your buddies.
No, and Dill says, well, since I'm the lieutenant, hey, what's this other guy's name? Drug Doug. You guys get up here, and go up to those stairs and see what you find, and don't go playing in the water. We're here to find out. There might be something swimming in the water. You don't want it to bite you. And they're like, oh, okay. All right. So they go.
But there might be a new pet for Alice in the water. We got to find out.
And Dill whispers to Sermos, says, yeah, but I think Alice can find that out for herself.
A betrayal. Oh my god.
Betrayal.
The horror of it all.
I don't know how you're betrayed.
And nothing, they get up there and they say, there's some stairs going up, and there's a crossing passage, but I really can't see anything beyond that.
Oh, Theolis sent Charger in. All right, Theolis.
Yeah, I gotta get up there and see what's going on.
Okay.
My boy Dill in the way.
Well, I wanted Dill to go because he glows in the dark.
Right? He gets.
It's like, well, all of us have the dark vision, so.
No, not all of us do. The humans don't.
All the goblins do. So.
I get that.
For human, you need a glowing Dill.
And that way, if I go, then if anything's there, they can see me glowing. If those guys go, they can't see them.
Yeah, but what if what's in there has infravision too?
Then
I don't
come
think he knows what
and let the
infravision
other
is.
two get a bite.
Then we'll hear them yell. Yeah, infravision is
infrared.
Yeah, it's this edition's version of dark vision, is what it is.
Oh no, I'm just joking. Like, yeah, I don't think I know what that means.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they may not use the term infravision, but they know they can see in the dark better than other races can, other humanoid races.
We're not saying any activity out of the water.
No, you're not.
Is there any
saying...
like gravel down on the floor?
There are some of those shells, yeah.
Like near where I'm at currently?
You would have to move probably to some place like this to get within 10 feet of the water to pick
I
up
wouldn't
one of
want
those
to get that
shells.
close, to be honest. I was just looking for a rock or something.
Then Dill says, "Hey, you guys, come back!" And his voice.
No, leave him there.
And he looks at you and he says, Lupo, go pick up something and throw it in the water, but don't get too close. And Lupo says, all right, fine, I'll do that. So he goes over here. Then
Minor fix there.
he steps up to the edge of the water, and he throws that piece out there, and in fact, it goes sploop, 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 splorp. And it skips 5 times and then finally hits a 6th time and doesn't come up. He says, "See, I told you it was more than 4 times."
All right,
But other than the ripples of where it hit, nothing moves in the water.
Technically, Dill won that bet because he said he bet you couldn't do it 4 times. So give Dill his money.
I'm gonna stick with the Theolis. Come on, Dill.
Okay, so then Lupo just sort of walks along the edge of the water, looking down at shells. Every now and then he picks one up.
Is there anything on this rock over here?
No, you cannot see anything. It actually, that's a pillar that will go all the way from the water to the ceiling. So.
I don't know, hoping for a scene from The Hobbit. Gollum comes up.
Wishful thinking, dude. Wishful thinking.
Okay, so Theolis, you go up here. Theolis, do you have a light source?
I have a lantern that we got from Thundrin's gravesite. Or
Okay.
I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, that's close though.
Ardrin. Yeah.
Ardrin.
Meow.
Okay. So we'll just, that's what you see when you get there. There's a door ahead of you, stairs going up.
I feel like I'm following a damn parade. Hopefully the horses don't shit.
No, but the goblins are.
Yeah, don't remind me. I'm trying to avoid stepping in it.
There's a door in front of us, and there's stairs to the left of us. What do you think, Theolis?
Stuck in the middle with you.
With you.
Okay, so to the door.
If you want to check it for traps first.
Clowns to the left, jokers to the right.
I guess I can.
Okay. Let me take a look at something here. Okay, so go here, and we'll go here. Go here. Oh, all right. So that's a 1.
1 and 3.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. So, actually, that's Sermos. You come up to the door and you are looking for, specifically, you're looking to see what. I know you have your ability, but you're.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can find any kind of, traps from.
Okay,
Yeah.
stonework traps or anything
Yeah.
like that. Okay. All right. You. You don't see any traps, but as you're intently looking, you do hear something beyond the door going, shh.
Okay, so I am going to go back here, and I'm going to whisper to Theolis, there's something behind that door waiting for us. Because I just heard a shh.
Sounds like a surprise party.
I think it's Alice's
Okay. Do we go behind? We see what's behind door number 1, or do we check the stairs?
Well, if we leave them alone, they may come out and attack us from behind.
All right. I'll see if I can gently open the door, not fling it open, but open the door and try to peek inside.
Okay. You put your hand on the handle of the door, and you start to twist it, and there's a little bit of resistance to that, and then suddenly the door is yanked open from the inside.
Oh, here we go.
Then what you guys see is a room that is currently occupied
Aquapado.
by five bugbears.
5 bugbears. Yes.
No!
And
Bugbear invasion.
and let's see. They they go, "Who are you?"
Pizza delivery?
You don't know what pizza is.
Who are you to ask questions of me?
Flatbed delivery.
Noodle delivery. Noodle delivery.
And
Is there a dumb butt here? Yes.
Dwarven building inspector.
and they go, must be with that rock seeker. Let's get him. And so they
Great plan. Get him.
Yeah. They begin to get ready for a fight. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to let Bach have the honors for these bugbears, and I'm going to okay, they have an initiative of 3. Theolis, you open the door, so you go ahead and roll initiative for the party. Oh, a 3. So simultaneous action. So every phase in this stream, in this particular version of D&D, when there's simultaneous initiative, all of the phases of combat go at the same time for both sides. So both sides move, then both sides do the ranged weapons, then both sides do spells, yada, yada, yada. The first thing that happens is a morale check. And you guys don't need to do a morale check. They don't need to do a morale check at this point. Then there is movement. So you guys can go ahead and start to move. These guys are going to boil out of here. Actually, these guys are going to come. Oh, and Sturek comes up. All right, that's important. Some of the bugbears are coming up here. So they will actually just go ahead and all come out here. All right, now, so everybody else can move up. Where is Clark, and what is Clark?
Clark is in front next to Sildar.
Oh, okay, all right. So we have the bugbears up there. I'm going to say that I'm going to let you guys, before the ranged weapons go at the end of movement, I'm going to let you guys do anything you may or may not want to do with the with your allies talking to the enemies. So, did you want to have your bugbears talk to those bugbears about anything?
Yeah, we could.
Yes.
Well, I don't care if they want to.
Okay, so somebody go ahead and speak up.
They pay well and give us good food.
Yeah, Clark be like, "You're on the wrong side. You should be with us."
And he, I guess we'll say it's Bach since he's doing the initiative. He says, "Oh, who are you to talk about this? You Cragmaw? Oh, we are with Nezir.
I'm King Clark of Cragmaw Castle."
Ha! We follow Neznar. Neznar will feed you to his spiders.
Ooh, spiders?
And, help us capture these humans, and maybe we won't let him feed you to the spiders as well.
You should really join us, or you're gonna die.
Stupid Cragmaw, running with humans, and they are not persuaded. It doesn't seem like, at least not yet.
Well, that's fine.
They may need a little blow to the head diplomacy before they're ready to rethink.
Aggressive negotiations.
There you go. All right. So, who is going to fire any ranged weapons?
All the goblins.
Okay.
So
Since I can't see no one.
Start here, and then go around to these guys.
Okay. So you can go ahead.
There's seven goblins.
Yeah, I think you guys have 7 goblins.
Okay, so the first three are gonna fire at that guy, and then the last 4 are gonna fire at that guy.
Okay. They're bugbears, so they all have the same AC. And what you are looking for. Okay, 9.
That should be all the shots.
Okay, so 9 will miss, 17 will miss, 5 is exactly what you need. 15 will miss, 16 will miss, 2 will hit. So the first one gets hit by 1 arrow for 4, and that was this guy. He gets hit.
That was the This one. That was the first
okay.
one. This is the second one.
Okay, so then the second one gets. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for now, and we'll figure
Second
out
one
what
gets hit for 6.
Okay, so, yep. So he does, and then this guy gets hit for the. Okay, all right. Whoops, and yep, and then. Yeah, okay, all right. That's fine. Now, the anybody gonna do any spells? I don't know if Amy is at a point where she can see anybody, and I don't know if Conrad has any spells or if he can see. These stairs are about 6 feet tall, so you'd be kind of maybe Conrad. I think there's too many people in the way for you to see your target over there. But if you have an area of effect thing, you might be able to land something up there.
Nope.
And Alice doesn't have a line of sight to anything, so. All right. If there's no spells, then whoever wishes to can engage in melee, and the bugbears will return that favor. So, all right. AC 10 is going to miss.
Okay.
Right. And the hammer AC 8 will miss. Okay. 2 of these guys can hit, and I need to see. This guy's either going to go for Sermos or for Styric. Sermos, call low or high.
Low.
Okay.
Damn
All right. So yeah, and he will attack you with his Morning Star. It's an AC 11, which I think will miss you. All right. Then the other one up here, he's either going to go after. He's either going to go after Clark or Sildar or Theolis. So I'm going to say 1 or 2 is Clark, 3 or 4 is Sildar, 5 or 6 is Theolis. Okay, so he's attacking Clark, which makes sense because Clark was kind of the mouthpiece. AC 3, so he hits Clark for 8 points of damage.
Ouch.
He's got plenty of hit points.
Okay. Yeah, but that does bloody him.
Yep.
So he is bloodied. And he's like, "Roar!" He's very angry. All right. That's melee. Okay.
The NPCs haven't attacked melee yet.
Oh, okay. You can go ahead and let them attack.
So Sildar's gonna attack.
That's a miss.
And Clark.
Ooh, that's a hit. For 8, and that's going to bloody. We'll just say he hits the guy that hit him. And that bloodies him.
Mustard.
That'll miss.
And do I just use Clark sheet for?
Yeah.
Okay. And this will be for Styric.
Ooh.
For 7. There we go.
Okay, so he's hitting this guy, and that's also going to bloody him. So now 2 of the enemy are bloodied. All right. Theolis, you rolled last time, so somebody else can go ahead and roll initiative for the party. I am going to let Bach roll the initiative again for the bugbears. Oh, and this time he gets a 6. And who's rolling for Conrad?
All right, Conrad.
All right, Conrad rolling a 7, coming through in the clutch. So last 2 weeks, Conrad has been making a difference here. Okay, so party, you guys are now up. You get to go first this round. So no need for morale. And not a whole lot of places that you can move unless somebody wants to trade places with one of the NPCs. I'll let you guys do that. Moving around if you want one of the party members to trade places with an NPC.
I would move Clark, but I have a feeling that would go against his pride.
Yeah, it probably would.
We can move the goblin right behind him out of the way, and then Conrad can move up there so he can heal Clark.
Okay, so we'll
why don't we move the goblin over?
Swap them. Oh,
so it
okay.
can still shoot.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Like that. All right. Anybody else want to move? There's not even any room for really Ripper to get in there. Ripper would probably like to get in there, but he can't because of everybody in the.
Can I see if this goes anywhere, or does this end?
You can see that there is a. Let me take a quick peek at. What is that? It's this. There is a. There actually is a sluggish stream that flows out of the cave, and it does have a kind of an arched roof over it, and it looks like there's maybe 3 or 4 feet of clearance between the water and the top of that cave.
Okay. I'll look at Alice and go, come on, let's go this way. There's too many people crammed in there. And she starts to pull Alice towards this direction.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys can move your tokens up there. And each round we will just check in with you guys and see what you're doing. So, that was the movement phase. Ranged weapons.
So I guess again, 3 on the top one.
Okay.
4 on the bottom one.
Okay. Ooh, that'll hit.
1 hit.
Yeah, 1 hit on the top one for 4 points of damage. He's really. Yeah. 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then for the bottom one. No, that's 1 hit. Okay, so 1 hit for 3 more points of damage. Okay, so they are both hurt pretty bad between the damage that they have taken. And any spells this time in this round?
Yeah, Conrad will heal Clark with his spell.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 1. Yeah, it's that /R.
I'll get it one of these days.
Yeah, that's fine. 5. Okay. Well, Clark is feeling better, and he is no longer bloodied. So we can take that off of him. Okay. And melee. So I guess PCs and then NPCs can go with melee. Okay, 14 will miss.
6 will miss.
Just barely.
Okay, let's see how Mustard does.
Ooh!
Mustard hit.
Is he hitting the bottom one?
Yeah.
Okay. How does Mustard kill this bugbear?
He just jabs his short sword right up into through the bottom of the chin, up into its skull, and he's like shaking the whole time.
Okay. All right.
Because he's pretty scared.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move that guy out of the way, so that space is clear. But he falls on the ground, and then the other. Ooh, Clark hits this next guy. And how does Clark hit, or how does Clark kill this guy?
He just brings his Morningstar down on his head, smashing it.
Okay, so all right. Well, now this is really going to potentially change things up here. All right. Theolis, I guess you would have. Well, you already did that. Sildar doesn't have a shot at anybody.
Neither does Sturrock.
Yeah, neither does Sturrock. Okay. Now, when the bugbears get up, now they need to do a morale check. So let me very quickly go over here and figure out bugbear morale. Okay. Bugbear.
You should join us.
Yeah, that's kind of what he can say. Morale is that they have.
We have the cookies.
Okay, they have lost 2 of their number, and they've just seen the enemy bugbear get healed, which is very disconcerting. So I'm going to say that means that they need substantially to be substantially lower. Their morale is substantially lowered. So, and they fail. So the 3 remaining bugbears, they just like lower their weapons and put a hand up. Okay, and they yell at Sturrock and Clark. Okay, don't quit. We'll stop fighting. Okay, we give up. But what do you want?
Clark moves up. He says, "Kneel and kiss the ring."
I kissed the ring.
And Bach will kind of look, and he just quickly goes down on when he grabs Clark's hand and then just sort of kisses his pinky.
Weak, do it again.
Torture the poor thing.
And he says, what do you want?
You will join us, and you will help us defeat and clear this mine and make it open.
Okay, well.
Get me one of those cool little fuzzy things. Ones that fly and suck.
Don't go to the south. There's all kinds of undead down there. We haven't been able to go that way. Did you guys come up through the water like we did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you go here to the north, and then if you go to the left, that is where Nesnir is. If you go to the right, Nesnir's pet, that shapeshifter, is in there with more bugbears. We can get the bugbears on your side, but that shapeshifter is not going to betray Nesnar. We'll have to kill him.
I don't care. You can kill whoever you want, as long as it's not of the people here.
And he's like, okay.
I'm gonna walk in here and search these two. I'm basically gonna search the bodies of the fallen.
Okay, so we'll go back to this. Dum. All right, so that's 2. All right. Between those guys, you find 9 gold pieces. Between those two
I'm gonna give each of the 3 remaining bugbears 3 gold pieces of the 9. I'm gonna split it between them.
And they go, what is this for, dwarf?
This is your payment for joining us.
Oh, we get paid?
Why not?
I did mention that at the beginning. Food and payment.
Well, it's easy to say. It's easy to say payment. It's easy to say payment. Nesnar told us payment, and we found out that payment means not feeding us to his spiders.
That's a good idea.
Well, I'm giving you gold.
Okay.
And all you gotta do is follow Clark.
Okay, well then you should know that Nesnar has one of the Rock Seekers prisoner.
He's still alive?
His chamber. The last we saw, he was.
All right.
But like I said, we need to get rid of that shapeshifter before he can get to Nesnar.
What's in this door on the other side of your room here?
Oh, don't go out there. We've barricaded it. And actually you can see that they've barricaded it from the inside. There's undead beyond that door. Don't go that way.
Oh, okay.
It's a bunch of zombies and skeletons and other hideous things.
Well, let's go this way.
Okay. And then he'll tell you, okay, to the left is Nesnar's chamber. To the right are more of our allies and the shapeshifter. Perhaps we should go first. And he mainly says that to Clark. You can come with us, of course. Maybe we should make it look like we captured the humans. And he says that to everybody. So it looks like they're kind of trying to figure out a plan. But I guess Clark is not having any of it. Clark is just running ahead.
Well, no, Clark is just getting him. I'm just positioning.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I think we can all go along with looking like we were captured as long as you don't take our weapons.
Oh, or my
no, Clark wouldn't let them do that.
Yeah, we'll just kind of hold them behind our back or something.
Okay, so then Bach and Freergulk will go first, with Clark and Styric behind them. And then everybody else can sort of fill in like they want to. I'm going to just make a little bit more of a opening here for you guys to see what is what. Before we kind of get into
You know,
everything.
if Alice were up here and she had another sleep spell, she could just put everybody to sleep.
That's a possibility.
Alice,
Mhm.
would you stand next to me if I promise to protect you and then you just put everybody in that room to sleep?
Yes, but only if Zahir was there for protection. Because I don't
So
trust
here
you
can be right along.
All right, so you all are gonna head up there. Ripper will eagerly, he'll eagerly run up here. So, okay, let me go ahead and open up this whole area so you guys can see, because your new bugbear allies will sort of give you the lay of the land here. They'll sort of explain what is what in this area, and they'll tell you what to expect. They'll tell you there's 3 bugbears and a shapeshifter. And by what they say, you take it to mean that it's another one of those like doppelganger things that you found at Cragmaw Castle. And in fact, with Clark's vision, he can see as these guys come in here. There is a waterfall here. Let me sort of give you a full description of this room and see what is there. Collapsed cavern. A wide rift fills the eastern half of this cavern. A stream pours out the west wall, then tumbles down the rift and flows out again to the north. Several ropes are secured to iron stakes along the western edge of the rift, leading down to the chasm floor. And then this guy appears to be kind of on guard duty. This guy has his back to you, looking down, and he appears to be pointing and telling the bugbears what to do down there. And both Bach and Hergulk, they just kind of growl, as they don't like the fact that they have to do what this, shapeshifter tells them to do. They clearly don't like this, the way this goes. And Clark just sort of smiles and chuckles to himself at how easy it is to bring these guys over to his side. All right, so we are currently not in initiative because, as far as these guys know, there's no threat coming. It's just 2 of their allies coming. So, Alice, you can get in position if you want and try your spell. And we can move. Let's actually move these guys to the bottom of the stairs so that. Actually, Alice, you don't even need to be there. You can be on the stairs and see that, because you just have to be able to see to put a box. And with the way this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, you can put a box like this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. Oh, that's even. It can be even bigger. Then.
Range is 240.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah. So. Yeah, so you can easily put that in there and try to get all those guys. So go ahead and roll your 2d8.
Roll high.
12. Okay, so bugbears. Okay, Those are that. Then let's go and let's see. Rules section, monsters, monster list. Okay. 2, 4, 5. Then we'll. Whoops. Then we'll go down to the. No, it was. Okay, so. Okay. 12 hit dice worth of creatures. This bugbear falls asleep. This bugbear falls asleep. This bugbear falls asleep. The doppelganger has too many hit dice and is not. He's the highest hit dice monster, and he has he has too many hit dice to be affected by the spell. Because basically, the bugbears are 3+1 hit dice each, which means they each use up 4 hit dice. So they consume all of that, and this guy he sees them all fall, and he turns around real quickly and he says, "What's that?" And
charge, boys, charge.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and move that. I'm going to give him a turn. And then Alice, I'm going to go ahead and let you have the honors for doing initiative. Your spell was a freebie. So I'll let you roll for the party. A 3. All right. And then let's see for the doppelganger. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. And he gets a. Oh, holy cow! He gets a 9 on his initiative. Yeah. So. Whoops. 3. Okay. All right. So, the doppelganger gets to go first, and we still have our order of combat up here. Let me go ahead and recenter the map. All right. So the doppelganger looks around, and he basically says, "You treacherous bugbears! Nesnar will feed you to his spiders." And then he runs. So he's going to do 5, 10, 15. Actually, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he begins to shout. He says, "Nesnar! Intruders!" And he starts to yell. All right, so, but that's all he can do. So, party, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm basically wherever I've disappeared off to.
I'm heading river.
You're down
That's
here.
my movement for the
there we
entire
go.
thing.
Protecting Amy's back.
Yep.
I pull out my bow and arrows.
Okay.
I mean, last time I did this, it sucked because, well, I just couldn't seem to
Hit the broadside of a barn.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right. So, what do we want to do with the goblins? How do we want to deploy those guys? Oh, and Theolis, I'm going to say, since you are there and you have a light source, I'm going to. Oops. I'm going to say that we have this back to here. You guys can see that the hallway goes back in. There's a little alcove with double doors down that way.
Do we want to defend this opening here so we have a way to back out, or do we want to go into the cavern, or do we want to check out this door, which we already know where it leads to the one he's yelling for?
Yeah. So I'm saying, at least with the cavern, we could allow the goblins to open up with ranged weapons.
Well, that's what I was thinking. And also, it looks like there may be a way out to the east there of that cavern. Remotely, down the chasm and over or something.
Yeah. There probably is. They've mentioned that there's undead down to the south, but they didn't say anything about further to the east or the north.
How far can Clark run?
A bugbear. I think he can go 30 feet in combat.
Okay, so that's 15 there. And that's 2, right? So that'd be 20. 25.
Yeah.
So that would be 30 there.
Yeah.
And Sterix, and just go up here. What about Ripper?
Ripper, I believe, has 50 feet of movement. Let me just double check. I think that wolves have. I may be getting confused with 5e, but so wolves. There's that, and then there's that, and then I go up here. Wolf. Oh, 60 feet.
20.
I should have them.
Yeah, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Right there in front of him.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's at least 2 of them that can, or no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about that guy that's asleep. He can't do anything. Okay, can any of these goblins, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, if Hergok moves a little bit, a goblin could get down where Hergok is here and would have a line of sight to shoot an arrow at Valak. So yeah, let's move this guy a little bit. And then, so he's here. Okay. Yeah, Dunval with his barrel helmet on his head. He's still wearing that.
I got him as far as he could.
Yep.
I'm going to work on getting the rest.
Okay.
Close.
All right. Sildar, Sagdag, Mustard. Okay. So while the rest of them are moving, we can go ahead with the ranged weapons. So that would be our one goblin can go ahead and try to shoot, see if he can connect.
Okay.
Ooh, 6 points of damage. That's a great shot. Dunbar says, "Yeah, this helmet's gives me better aim." And any spells, Conrad? I don't know if you have any spells left. Okay, all right. Then in that case, Ripper can go with a melee attack.
Yeah, there's Ripper. I didn't have him out. So.
Okay, so let me go ahead and pull him out.
I got him.
Oh,
There you
okay.
Didn't do much damage, but...
Oh, but yeah, he hit. Let me just double check in this edition. Damage 1d6. Nope. Okay, there's in 5th edition they have that thing where if they bite and they land, it's a check to avoid being knocked prone. But that doesn't happen in this edition. Okay, so the end of that round. Alice, thank you for doing that. I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative for Doppelganger again. And that's an 8. Okay. He's got a very high dex bonus. Who's going to roll initiative this time for the party?
Zhire.
Zahir, okay.
Okay. Oh, come on. There it is.
6. Okay. Well, the doppelganger gets to go first, but let's take a look. Okay, he just got nailed by an arrow, is getting attacked by a wolf, and there's a lot of people rushing at him. So he needs to make a morale check. And his morale is I'm going to say that he's scared of you guys, but at this point he's still more scared of his boss. So he still has to make the check, but no, and he succeeds. All right, so he is just going to try to run, continue running. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and as he runs, I'm going to show you this so that you guys know where he went. He goes running up those stairs and he's yelling, my lord, intruders! They're coming! They have numbers! Help me!" And so that is that. Okay, we can go ahead and finish up this round, and then we'll go ahead and call it for the evening. But we're kind of close to getting the major business of this done, although there's still a lot of this area to explore. So we've got enough left for one full session. So now you guys are up. What would you like to do?
She's out of range. Okay.
Okay. Now you guys do have intelligence. You figure that where he's going probably leads back up to this thing, and you know there's this other hallway here. So it would be reasonable to presume that some of you guys could start to go that way if you wanted to, or send some of the NPCs that way. All right.
Somebody better lead them. I know that.
Okay. Yeah, Theolis is fearlessly running up that way.
Yeah.
What about this guy back here? Nobody control it. Mustard will go.
Oh yeah, this is one of the other ones. He'll follow Sildar and Theolis over here. I'm gonna have to, between this week and next week, I'm gonna have to give you guys control of those new bugbear tokens because they're still now considered enemy tokens. All right. Oh, and well, I guess you don't want to wake these guys up yet because they don't know that they're your allies. So you can
Weird
leave them asleep for now.
They don't know we're friends yet.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Bach. Where do you want Bach to go? Can you ping the?
Just anywhere on the other side of the river. I was thinking actually those two ought to wake bugbears up one by one and bring them to our side.
Okay. Hergok will go and start with this guy. All right, so that is movement. Theolis, did you move as far as you can go, or?
I don't know if I moved as far as I could go. I just moved far enough to bring a party with.
Well, then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some of this for you. I'm going to say that as you get there, you see the door opening. And beyond the door, you see a chamber. And in that chamber, you see creatures. You see 4 giant spiders, and you see what looks like some kind of a little makeshift chapel here. And then there is a very strange looking creature. You guys have seen elves, but you've never seen an elf like this person over here. He has his cowl is down, and his skin looks ripe grape and a ripe olive, kind of a purplish blackish skin. His eyes do not have any pupils, and they are silvery white, the orbs of his eyes, and his hair is just a shock of platinum.
No,
you have never seen anything like that, but otherwise, in his build, the features of his cheekbones, his ears, everything, he looks like an elf. And then the description of this room, 6 cracked marble pillars line the walls of a statue of a dwarf seated on a throne, a mighty stone warhammer across his lap. Large emeralds gleam in the statue's eyes.
Emerald?
Yes. And then there's a... Oh, is it really? No, there's not. Okay. There's an elf with dark skin, dressed in black leather armor and robes. He clutches a black staff with a carved spider at the top and frowns as he sees you. And he says in a very condescending voice, looking at Theolis, "It seems that I must deal with you myself. A pity it must end this way. And so that's what you guys see there. All right, back to the melee attack. Ripper, you can go ahead and make an attack on... another 5 points of damage. Takes a big
Nice.
bite out of this guy. And yes, so... Oops. There you go, Theolis. I've updated your token.
Thank you.
Hit points. All right. And there was no spells, no nothing. All right. So let me do this now while I'm thinking of it. This token here. We're going to say generic, and we're going to do that. And then Bach, we're going to say that and that. Hergok, we will say that and that. And then this guy here gets slapped awake by Hergok and gets a hasty explanation. And after that hasty explanation, okay, so the 3 bugbears from the other room plus this guy now, you guys should all see them under your control. And actually, what I should just go ahead and do this and not, because then it'll save time next week. I'm going to go ahead and put these guys under your control, but we'll just remember that he can't do anything until somebody goes and wakes him up. One of the bugbears. Okay, so when we come back next time, we will deal with the finishing up of this fight, and then we will see what you guys want to do about exploring the rest of this complex. And once you figure out, or once you get this whole complex explored, that really is the end of the Lost Mine adventure as it's written. We can do kind of a coda to explain how these characters resolve any other things that you want to talk about them resolving, and put that aside. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time to do all that next session, or if it's going to take us a couple of more sessions. But then my plan is that once we finish this adventure, we will have probably at least one and perhaps more sessions where instead of actually playing, we will sort of talk about what kind of game you guys want to do next. Whether you want to stick with this rule set and do something homebrew, whether you want to stick with this rule set and do some of the old modules, however you want to do that. And whatever we decide to do, if we're going into something that's more like a customized campaign, we will let you completely customize your character backstory and all that other kind of stuff, and not just go with the pre-generated characters like we did this time. So
Cool.
that will let you do a bit more customization and invest a little bit more time in creating the character, which of course in this edition that does have its drawbacks, because you open the wrong door and something poisons you, and okay, bye character.
Yeah.
Or you step up to the door and the ceiling falls in on you.
I hear shade.
Yes. Okay, so chat, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Players, thank you so much for being here this evening. This adventure is always a fun adventure to go through, and it certainly is proving to be very interesting with all of the different personalities of the PCs and the way you guys have decided, let's just use all of this morale stuff to our advantage and just build an army along the way as we go. And it's like
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna knock it. All right, so we'll be back here next Saturday night at 7:30 for the next session of this game. Players, is there anything coming up between now and next Saturday on any kind of social media platforms or streaming or anything that you want people who have been with us tonight or who watch during the week to know about?
Quest for World
I'm sorry. What was that?
The quest for world domination continues. It hasn't stopped.
Ah, yes, the quest for world domination continues. Yeah, and that is actually something we can, when we talk about building the game that we want to do next. If we want to have that be part of the theme of that game, we can certainly do that, and sort of figure out how we would want to have that be part of the game. So I am all on board with you guys wanting to do that if that's what the party decides. All right. So for the chat, be back here tomorrow, 2:00 in the afternoon. Yeah. We will be here for Walker of Waterdeep. That game is getting close to wrapping up their time in the plane of Kamigawa. They don't have many tasks left on their to-do list, but I don't know how many tasks they have left on their want-to-do list. So the stuff that is required of them to do is they're getting close to the end, but the stuff that they actually want to do, we'll see how long that takes them. Then Monday, we are going to be doing a Monster Monday all about goblins. And we're going to look at the history of goblins throughout the various editions of D&D and talk about how you can use goblins and goblinoids in a campaign. Last week, we talked about the mind flayers and how those are one of the creatures that you can have as an antagonist with your party, all the way from level 1 to level cap, because of the different flavors of mind flayers and the different kinds of societies they have. And really with goblins, you can have goblins, goblinoids, and the powers that goblins serve be an antagonist in a campaign, all the way up to very high in a campaign, because they can be there's some quite powerful creatures that are allied with or commonly control goblins. And so we'll talk about how you can do that if you're going to build a campaign and theme it around problems with goblins. And goblins are also somewhat intelligent and relatively easily intimidated, and they have a social structure. And so if you are in certain editions of D&D like this one, where charms last a very long time, you can even turn around and get goblins to be allies. So So there's lots of different things that you can do with them. For right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look for somebody in the Game Rebel Network over on Twitch. And we're going to go ahead and raid somebody. And let us see, what is that going to look like? Right. Go to the channel. Copy here. And then let's see. Okay. Oh, somebody's playing a game called Paladins, Apex Legends, Stardew Valley, Superliminal, Fall Guys, Battlegrounds. This looks like, what is that new one that everybody is playing these days? Valheim? This looks like Battlegrounds in Valheim. Rainbow Six. Cyberpunk. Valorant. Let's go ahead. We'll go over here for Valorant. All right. Okay, ski ticks. Ski ticks. All right. Well, players, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Hope you all have a great week, and we will talk to you next week.
I just wonder how many of these spiders Alice wants to try to get a hold of.
You only need one to ride.
Well, I will tell you what, we will totally leave one for you to charm, but if it, attacks you, we're going to kill it.
8-legged freaks, they all die. They all die.
Really don't like
How do you know it's a he?
I don't know, but they raided me.
Yeah, there you go. Oh! Oh no! El bicho. Yo, this fucking rain is a bot, no cap. Even though she got 1 kill. The kid wasn't looking at her. Yeah.
Get the trade, get the trade! Yes! Yes!
Let's go, boys.
That's the trade right there, boys. That's the trade. Thank you, Albana. He was streaming Dungeons and
Let
Dragons.
me buy my Phantom and armor. Oh, wait, we already
DnD.
Yeah. D&D guy.
I can't see anything.
Can you buy me, Mr.